Well, I tell you what, even as unorganized as this place is, I miss this place. It's been a month and a half now with all this snow and everything going on. Hell, it's been longer than that because we got back from Tui's the end of November. It's been a while. Anyway, I had somebody come in and ask me a question. Now it's pretty cool we're at this point with this particular car because we just got called over to look at that 79. And I got a lot of people talking about that. So while the height of that's going on and a gentleman just asked me a question, we're going to analyze some of this stuff. So first thing, the question I just got was, how do these cars hold up when you put a high performance motor in them? Well, when they were brand new, they had turbos in them and they were super fast cars in that standard of the day. Now to put in an LS motor that's pushing 600 horsepower, that's a different story. Some of these cars push 450 horsepower. And you got a good question. All the steel was brand new then in those days. Now, the steel is older, had different spots of rust and fatigue. Come on in here, I'm going to show you what this is my client's car. He's been picking on this for a long time. We've done it as we could. This is a 1976 455 4-speed Trans Am. This car only had right around 50,000 miles on it. Believe it or not, when we got this car back in 2005, this car started and ran. Drove around the yard. We had to fix one locked up caliper, but it had sat in New Jersey its whole life. We got it from the original owner. An older lady owned this car, and she drove it for years around her local town in New Jersey and then parked it next to a pine tree. And the pine tree, the shats got in all this car and caused a lot of damage, Now, that was kind of a benefit for Mr. Pete when he bought it because, and I'm going to explain why. Of course, here we are, 2025. Now, what Mr. Pete did is he went in here to this frame, and you can see all these seams right here. Okay? He went in these seams, and he re-welded this entire frame. He then put it up in the air. We blasted it, we cleaned it, and he epoxy coated it. So because his main goal is he's from an area where there's a lot of rust. Okay, and he hates rust. Like all of us on the East Coast, the Rust Belt, we all hate rust. So he's epoxy coated this, and he's working to make this one what he wants. Now he's keeping it original because it's original carousel red. That's what they call these. Okay, white interior with original miles on the speedometer. So he's working. You know, I don't know if you guys remember. I did the video coming from the machine shop. The 455 is all done. It's all beautiful. We got to assemble it this spring. I can't wait to get back in the garage. Anyway, I can't wait to get his car assembled and painted and out of here because I have one or two more myself because I'm done with client cars. But back to the original question. Yeah, I know I'm sidetracked. What GM did to tie these together was right here. All the strength. This is tin. This is a tin plate. This right here is much thicker steel. And this whole corner is welded to this rocker panel. And for unibodies, that's what gave these cars the strength. The rocker, the lower rocker panel and the inside of the lower rocker is the strength going to the rear frame. Because the rear frame is welded to the floors like the original ones. These, like all the older cars, these are supported through bushings right here, okay? Now, let me grab something from you. I've had these laying around for years. It's obvious they've been laying around for years, okay? See those right there? What are these hunks of steel I'm showing you? These are one of the plates that they welded in a Hemi car, okay? I picked these plates up at a flea market. And this plate would basically be, let's see, it's on a Cuda, this plate would basically be welded. Let me get it right. Let's see, that's the floor, so it would be would be like that. This plate would be welded to the Cuda unibody in the front. And for a Hemi car, all they did was support. They added an extra support. This plate right here is the support they added for Hemi and 6-pack cars. And they did one in front and they did one in back. 4 all together, one on each side. And all they did was weld that inside there, okay? For a Hemi car, 426 Hemi car, that's all they did. And convertible, I believe, yeah, convertibles had them too. Convertibles, 426 Hemis, and 446 packs had those inside supports that welded up underneath of here. Now, for this particular car, and for the guys who are building cars, Mr. Pete is putting some money in this 455. And it's going to probably have fuel injection and all that other stuff. He's going to upgrade to a degree. So he wanted extra strength in that. And if you remember back at the beginning of this video, I said that it was kind of a small advantage that it was rusted out because this car needed rocker panels, okay? And these rocker moldings are really big rocker moldings. So let me see here. Let me see if I can find something. Pause, hang on. No, don't pause. Don't pause the video. I don't know where I put it. I'll show it to you in a minute. Mr. Pete bought frame connectors, okay? And he didn't like them because of the way they welded in. He didn't like them, so he decided to do something different. He decided while this car was apart and the rocker panels were off of it, he welded angle iron and box tubing, and he tied this front cowl all the way underneath the rocker panel and into the rear section. He tied the whole thing together. I mean, welded that baby solid. This car is not going to get hit, bent over, okay, or not going to, this car ain't going to bend very easily, and this car is not going to flex a whole lot. So if you're doing a car and you got your rocker panels off, there's a way to support all that on the inside. Originally, this handled a 455 4-speed, and they were pretty fast cars. Now we're going up in horsepowers, and people are worried about it. So there's your answer. There's the answer to your question about how does it handle. How does the horsepower today handle a unibody? Guys go around it. And if I can, before we're done making this video, I'll find that uniframe or that subframe connector that Mr. Pete bought, and I'll show it to you. Now, this is the link I've got to find for that 79 Trans Am that's not in the parts. Okay, simple link, but it's a floating link. It goes up and down. It has a little bit of movement right here. So that's that link I got to find for the other car. Now, take a good look here at this heater. Now that other one, that 79, had a different hole here to it. And they took a Sawzall and they chopped this whole thing out. Now this is not connected to the inside of the car. This is nothing more than a fresh air vent. See this? Let me say, nothing more than this is nothing more than to get fresh air from the cow to go through the heater system and blow into the car. Now this 76 is different from that 79. Okay, and from what I understand, the 79 that you saw in the other video, they're going to try to flush this whole thing and use aftermarket air on it. So, but they still got a lot of cleaning up to do. And like I told them over there, take the front end off. Just get the front end off out of the way, and that way you can repair all that. So, with that said, now here is what a 76 heater AC box looks like. And that's why in the early years they did offer AC, but you could get a heater only car because you didn't have this monster thing sticking out in the firewall. Okay, that pan that I showed you from another video is real simple. It's here and goes across here. This monster thing. These things are known. When you're pulling the motor out, they are known to get busted. I have 4 or 5 of them that have a hole in them right here. Actually, this one has a spot where it's been hit. Okay, they are known, man, that valve cover sits right here. These things are known to get hit. I hear they're making these pretty, I hear they finally got the reproduction ones right, and they're pretty nice. But they don't have the same, from what I understand, they don't have the same texture to it. Because you can actually see, it's almost like fiber marks in these old original ones. And the Cudas had that as well. But there's a little bit for you on the 455 Trans Am compared to the other one. Now this would be inside the car. This goes inside the heater box. That goes back up inside the car, and only these stick out. So just some little add-ons there for you. Figured hopefully I explained better there as to how they tied that together and made that unibody a lot stronger. So can't wait to get back in this garage. I can't tell you, I can't say it enough. I can't wait to get back in this garage. These parts are, staring at the computers and working with these parts is fun. It's cool. It's all that good stuff. I'm glad to offer it and do it for the foundation. But at the same time, my love is building cars. So we'll be back soon, guys. CudaBill out for now. And of course, as soon as I turn the camera off, there we go. So there is a Trans Am rocker panel. As you can see, there's a lot of room inside that rocker panel to hide that box tubing and that angle iron to support the front and the back. Now, Mr. Pete, my client, went out and bought these. These are highly rated. These weld to your front, or bolt to your front box. Some guys weld them. They slide up on top of the box like that. Okay, see that? Now, these slide up on top of the unibody box frame, and then this goes on the rear frame. And you can drill it and bolt it. Most people weld it. But here's the problem. Look at the size of that bar. Road bumps, if your car sits low, okay, you know what? Let me explain. This Cuda right here. The Cuda normal height, okay? I consider it normal height. I like the height of the car, all right? And you know what I told myself? I wanted to get taller tires for the ass end of that car. And you know what I told myself? It don't matter. I don't need air shocks. I'm never gonna have a bunch of people in the car. Back in the day, it wasn't a big deal to put 4 people in a car and go riding. Well, we were down Ocean City with it last year, and lo and behold, a couple of people wanted to take a ride with me. So we ended up having 4 people in this car. Well, let me explain. My exhaust, my mufflers, because they're not factory mufflers, when we went over some of the speed bumps in Ocean City, it rubbed. And I have air shocks on it, but I didn't have a lot because I like the stance of the car. These things right here, you go over a tall speed bump, it's going to rub on it. It's going to grind right across it. For anybody that knows about a low car going over a speed bump, it just grinds and tears the metal up. And he did not like the height. When you put those in there, he did not like the height right here, the way it goes underneath of that rear frame. Okay, because that thing sticks out. I mean, it's hard to explain, guys. But the original rear frame, this saddle's the original rear frame, so this lays beneath the rear frame. And that's a lot of metal sticking out beneath the rear frame, believe it or not. Especially in a Trans Am, because have you ever looked at the Trans Am? The Trans Ams have a stance already that they sit lower in the ass end, unless you have air shocks in them or bigger springs. So there you go. There's the 2 pieces I wanted to show you. Found them, of course, the minute I turned the camera off. And can't wait to get back in the garage, like I said. But for now, we're back onto the parts. We got a whole lot more parts videos out because we're still falling out here. I had to shovel just to get this door open. CudaBill out, guys.